Remember what Gregor Mendel did. He took purebred tall plants that only had the gene for being tall and purebred short plants that only had the gene for being short. And then he cross-pollinated them. And he produced offspring, called the F1 generation, where every single offspring was tall. And we called that a hybrid because these were purebreds, but a hybrid is something that's a mix. So here you can see that it's a hybrid because it received one dominant allele from the tall parent and one recessive allele from the short parent. So we're going to do a Punnett square to show this. So please copy this on your notes. All right, so let's start with our Punnett square. And we're showing a cross where one parent has both dominant alleles for being tall and the other has both recessive alleles for being short. So we use capital for dominant, lowercase for recessive. Remember that each parent can only pass on one allele. So let's take this parent here and we'll separate the two alleles because only one of them is going to get passed on to the offspring. Same with this parent. All right, now we can determine the possible outcomes. Well, here we have a possible outcome of capital T from this parent, lowercase t from here. And then it would be same here, capital T from this parent, lowercase t. And just following this pattern, we can see that all of the possible genotypes, combination of genes, are the same. Capital T, lowercase t is going to happen 4 out of 4 times, which is 100%. All right, and since tall is the dominant allele, that means that the tall plants are going to occur also 100% of the time. All right. Now remember that what Gregor Mendel did next is he took this generation of hybrid tall plants and he cross-pollinated them. All right? And so let's do that Punnett square. This time, both parent plants are hybrids. They both have a capital T, lowercase t. They each carry the allele for tall and for short. All right, again, since each parent only passes on one allele, we're going to separate them. And now let's fill in the possibilities. So one possible outcome is the offspring would get both dominant alleles for being tall. Okay, here's another possibility, a capital T and a lowercase t. Here we have capital T, lowercase t again. And then in this box we have both lowercase t's. Notice that the dominant allele is always written first. So if an offspring gets one dominant, one recessive, the capital dominant letter is always written first, okay? We would never write it like this. That would be backwards. Okay, so let's look at the possible outcomes. 1 out of 4 has both capital T's, that's 25%. 2 out of 4 would get one of each allele. Well, that's the same as 50%. And then 1 out of 4 has both recessive alleles for being short, both lowercase t. That's also 25%. So those are the possible genotypes for those offspring. Now let's look at phenotypes. Phenotypes are the visible trait. All right, so for this one, capital T, that would be tall. And for capital T, lowercase t, that would also be tall because the dominant would cover up or mask the recessive allele. And then this combination of genes would produce a short plant. So these two right here are going to be tall. So tall is going to be 75% or 3 out of 4. And then short would be 25% or about 1 out of 4. And that's the results that Gregor Mendel got.